Okie dokie here. I think we got things going. All right, this won't be too long. As you can see down below, just black and white. All right, I'm just gonna, I guess, show a few things, typical things for the either intermediate or beginning painter. Okay, all right. I am just going to, I think I'll use a flat brush and see if I can find one quickly on standby here. Get a flat brush and just kind of really put in just some general type of sky. I know I got a wider brush than that. I must have put it somewhere. I hit it pretty good. I don't really want to use a varnish brush, but I'll use a varnish brush. Hey, Travel. Hello, Sonia. All right. Now, I do have glycerin on here, so the paint will move around a little bit. Okay. And so typically, I'll obviously this is going to be a painting in gray. If I colorize this thing a little bit later, like Ted Turner, then it'll go in that direction. We'll see. So right now, I'll just take the flat varnish brush and we'll just kind of utilize this gray really quickly because I wiped most of the glycerin off. So it's going to dry a little quicker than maybe I really want it to. So I'm going to have to kind of move it along, which is fine. I kind of want a little darker on the corners. It's going to look like some type of clouds or whatnot as I do this. I'm going to add a little white to that so it gets a little brighter down toward the bottom. Like I say, I'll put some up here, but really brighter down here. I'm going to get some variances of color happening here. And like I say, this is a varnish brush, so I can quickly establish my tones and such. I'll get a little corner of black and I'll slap some of that in the corner here like that, and just get some little shapes going here. I'm gonna go on the other side, do the same thing. We'll pop some down here like that. Okay, and once again, I'll just take it and just kind of brush it here, move it around a little bit, and get some shapes going in here with it. Like I say, it's generally just black and white, making various tones of gray. And then I'll just kind of flatten it out real quick. And once again, a lot of the glycerin I wiped off beforehand. Okay, which is why you see me just kind of briskly doing this. And so I'm developing little hues and tones and such. And this is pure titanium white, so it's definitely gonna move around and cover up what I want it covered up and all of that. The glycerin helps you blend. I wouldn't necessarily use a varnish brush to blend it, but it does work. It does its thing. And like you say, it depends on how much of it you want blended. As long as I got some activity up here, it's all good. There's no other white or anything. It's just me using the paint that's really on, or what's left of the paint on the brush there. All right, okay. Now that I do have a layer of paint on this glycerin, whatever paint I put on top of this, okay, it gives it a little sticking power to stay. I'm going right here down to the bottom just to smooth it all out. I don't necessarily have to go this far with it, but up to you of how much of a blend you want. And plus, once again, it just gives me a layer of paint to kind of play with instead of straight glycerin down there. All right, and that's that for that. Okay. I must have said something humorous. Travel dreamers rolling. I don't know what I said. Okie dokie. And the brush I'm looking for was hidden right back. Well, doesn't matter. I'll just use it anyway. All right, we'll throw in some clouds of some sort. I won't use this brush. I'll use a fan brush. Maybe I'll use a little bit of black. We'll just put it here in this, the white we have here. Put a little more in there like that. All right, and we'll play around with this for a little bit. Okay, we'll just take this gray. We'll take our brush. Now watch. I'll just take it here, and we'll just kind of twirl and swirl just like this. Come on down, go across. Looks a little darkish, and that's okay. Something like that. I'll take this brush, a little soft brush, because I still should be able to manipulate this stuff a little bit. Hopefully, there should be enough glycerin on here to do that, and there is. And so I'll kind of blend that in a little. Here on the bottom, I'll tend to kind of blend it out, but you can kind of mess around with this as much as you feel. Okay, like I said, this is a little bit on the dark side, and that's okay. You still see little bits of it, but we're going to highlight all of that. So we're just going to continue to kind of build little layers. All right, we'll come over here and we'll kind of put one up in here like this, kind of swirl it around, just kind of dance around with it there. Something of this sort, like that. You take it, and whatever you want really blended out, you just blend it out. Let me use my other hand here so you guys can see what I'm doing here. Here on the bottom, I'll blend it out, just totally kind of maneuver it around, blend it out. Some of that activity up here I'll blend out some of the more stark stuff. Okay. All right. Let's get a little bit of titanium white. I'm not going to clean the brush. And we'll go around the same pattern. We'll just kind of twirl it around in here like this. Okay, just like kind of mess with it a little bit. Come on down here. See, something like that. Take your little softy brush, and you kind of see that instant swirls there. Go in a circular motion, get some interesting clouds happening there. Just kind of make it happen, let it float around. Keep some of the intensity going. Down here, you can kind of rub it out a little bit more there. I know that my palm is in the way on right here, but I'm just pressing down and going in a circular motion. I don't want to get rid of everything. Some of this stuff here in the middle, you can smooth it out a little bit, just a couple light rubs there. Okay, some of them little spatter things, you can kind of clear those up there. All right, just like that. Come out here and get rid of some of those, because some of it I want to kind of have it settled in the back there. But I like this action that's going on here. So it's really up to you. You can continue to do something like this. You can continue to do it layer by layer until you get what you would like. I mean, you can have a cloud full of the Turner joke. Yeah, I figured, you know, people got to be a certain generation to understand exactly that one. So I pretty much just dated myself. We'll come down here with all of this like that. All right, just put it in there. Once again, up here, you know, you can kind of expand it a little bit. See this? as a certain Afro painter would say, 3 hairs and some air. That's pretty much it. Okay. Like I say, some of this glycerin is starting to dry, so you have to press a little bit. But like I say, I like some of the activity going on in there, so I'm blending out some of the top and most of the bottom. Most of the bottom I like to have it disappear. This is just my preference, though. Make it disappear until some of the background. But look at what's happening here. Look what's going on. All right, you see all these tones and all these different values going on in there. Okay. All right. And while it's still, it's not really super wet, but it is tacky. Okay. The paint, not the painting. It's still tacky. I'm just rinsing off my Walmart, literally Walmart makeup brush. That's all it is. I'll adjust the focus because when I do things like this, sometimes the camera can't really pin on the focus that well. So I'm grateful for a touch screen. I'm using a very soft fan brush to do the clouds. I will take the same varnish brush. A Hake brush would do also, but I'll just lightly, very lightly, back and forth. It just helps blend this stuff and smooth it in there, left and right. That's fine. You're not gonna shift anything because you're not gonna do it that hard to shift it. But it's just to kind of blend it in there. All right, you can do the X stroke thing if you feel. Okay, but a lot of this is like becoming dry already. All right, okie dokie. Let's put that back. Okay, so I quickly established a scene of just clouds here. All right, that's just clear glycerin, a little white paint, a little black paint, and there you have it. Just that quick. Okay, and it's just twirling it around with the brush haphazardly. Okay, you can control. I'll take something that's already dry. So when I do it, okay, and I just twirl around, you can control that. You can have it go down. You just go back up again. Whatever you want to do. Okay, just twirl the brush around. It just gives you that randomness of movement, but you can guide it to wherever you want it to go. You follow me? All right. I only did it a couple times. You can do this again and again and again. It was just layer clouds. Okay. All right. I'll take a larger palette knife. We'll mess around with a little bit of white here. A little touch of black. And we'll, because I'm dealing with just two quote unquote colors, I'll get it a little darker here. It's just different variances of gray. That's all we're really messing with right now. A little darker. I just want this version of gray just to be a little darker, so when we pop a mountain in there. All right, that should be okay. Now, the glycerin might be partially dry, so it might not take it as if it was really wet. Okay, I'll take this gray and I'll just spread it out like that. All right, and I guess we'll do a traditional type of mountain deal. I'm taking a little roll of paint. You should be able to see that here. And whether you're left-handed or right-handed, really up to you how you want to do this. Just say we get a little mountain like this, just kind of. All right. I'm not worried about the bottom. I'm worried about how tight you can get the top edge. You want it kind of. I'll turn it around here, and you just kind of want it something like that. Little. You just want these pretty much on point. Okay, I'll kind of get something here like that. We'll kind of mellow it out here. I might not want a whole page of mountain. and just have it kind of cruise out that way. And we're gonna just add. Now, how far down you want the mountain is really up to you. Just grab the paint and you drag it to as far as you want it. Okay. Little bit of mountain here, and you kind of fade it out down that way or whatever. All right, something like that. I'll take a flat brush. This time I'll utilize a flat brush. Yeah, it rolled right into the paint, but that's okay. All right, I'll take the flat brush. While the glycerin is still somewhat on there, I'll kind of coax this stuff. I'll just kind of bring it toward that way. Just make it disappear. Okay. And fade some of that out on the bottom. Like I say, some of the glycerin is gone bye-bye. It's dried up a little bit, but that's okay. I don't mind. And rub some of that out there. Just kind of make it disappear a little bit. But I'll get to that when I come on down. Now, if you're dealing with glycerin, I can reactivate this color a little bit and really truly fade out the mountain the way I would want it to be faded out. But I'm not really too concerned about that, because we're going to put other stuff there. Doesn't matter. But it gives the appearance that it's just disappearing right into the mist. Okay. It's like that. All right. And you keep messing with it, just rubbing the paint out, thinning the paint here on the bottom. Okay. All right. Now comes the part that kind of gets everybody. Is doing the quick texture on the mountain. I'll zoom this in a little bit here. We'll raise it up a little because we don't have to deal with the any more of the sky. I'll kind of put the focus on it a little bit better there for you. All right. So we'll play with the texture of the mountain. I'll take a smaller palette knife. Let's go here. We got this gray. We'll add a little more white to that gray right here. And we'll bring it here and just mix it. Might have to be a little brighter than that. Well, yeah, maybe. I'll give it a quick wipe through and see. We'll see. I think I might have it though. I might not need to brighten it any more than that. Maybe. Don't know yet. Okay. We'll get a little roll of paint. I'll show it to you here. The quick little roll of paint, just like that. If you guys can see that. Maybe you can see it on the bottom one here. See a little tight little roll? All right. Okay. Now for mountains. All right, you see these peaks here? You can do each one, or you pick a main one and you go in the direction you want to go with it. So I'll take it. Now the way I do it, okay, you take it, you stir it like a car if you want. I don't do this, because when you do this, I'll love it a lot here. When you do this, I'll bring it down here. You end up putting weight on it, and you're not really icing a cake, okay? So you just use your hand. You want to stir this stuff, all right? No problem. Good luck with the appointment. Appreciate you stopping by. What you do is you just lightly, don't go too heavy. You go to the center of one of your peaks. It doesn't matter. I mean, it doesn't have to be the middle peak. Let's do the secondary peak here. All right. And you can just take it very lightly and you just kind of go in that direction. Okay. And as you do it, you allow the paint to break, like so. Keep going with it. And this will be either the light or dark side of the mountain. It's up to you how you want it. But anyway, let's do it just like that. All right. We got one here. on the side. I'll just do it flat, take it, and I can just turn it, and go whatever direction I want. Look at that. But look at the way it looks already. And I just started. All right, here's the one in the middle, right here. You can take it, kind of go wide with it. Come on down, come on down. You can have it meet here, or you just have it come down on the bottom, like so. All right. You see how, even if you do it this way, you see how it just naturally starts to form. Maybe we can have one not automatically come down, but have them curve a little earlier, like in there, like that. Then we'll have this one kind of come around, like so. Spread it out, get you a nice roll across. Very light, very light. See that? You keep going and keep going. Now, if we say this is the light edge, you got a darker edge going in the other direction. I can take the knife, curl it around, go like that. Okay. Really up to you how you want your rocks portrayed here. Okay. Come down like that. All right. Okay. Now, see if we want a darkened area. Of course, you want a darkened area. I'll just take some black. We'll take what little bit of gray we got left in here. It's all right. We just keep rolling it there. Let's go a little darker. So this is just all different variances of gray, as you can see. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to go on the opposite side. Now, we went from the top and we went to the lower left. Okay. Even here, top and lower left. All right. Okay. You're going to go to the top and go to the lower right. All right. But you can kind of see the little gaps, but you can create different gaps or whatnot. Okay. So we're going to go here and we're just going to very lightly, and we're going to come on down and go to the lower left. You can make a quick U formation if you would like. Okay. Really up to you how you want this done. Okay, but you'll start to really build up your foundation of your mountain. We can take this guy, make a tight U, go on up there like that. Okay, and we can kind of spread it and bring it downward like so. If it looks too prefabricated, then you can kind of rough it up and just give it some extra stuff going on up in that region there. All right. You know, you can just experiment, vary it, have a little fun with it. Okay. Let's kind of connect that. Actually, let's have something go up there like this. Let's just create a nice little pit down there and bring it down. Okay. Once again, you're going in the opposite direction. Like so. A little bit of something there, and just bring it on down. Come on the other side here and do the same thing. Come on down, turn it. Come over here, kind of bring it on down. Like that. Let's take some pure white. We'll put it right around here somewhere. And you get some highlights there. So we take same concept, put some highlights on there somewhere. Something like that. Oh, somewhere up in here a little bit. Come on down in here. Add some. Sometimes you get enough of the pure white. Sometimes you don't. Just bring it down there like that. The main thing is allowing the paint to break. Kind of curve it, and go on up like that. Get some more white. If you feel you ran out, just get some more. Swipe across, and you can really enjoy yourself and have a little fun with this stuff. Let's kind of bring some of that down. Let's get like almost a mini glacier going. Come on down with it like that. A little higher there. Let's get some going here like that. Let's pop an edge there. Let's kind of give it a little more here. So I'm looking at it, checking it out here. Okay, that's good. That's good. Let's take this brush. Like I say, it's still somewhat tacky, and you can kind of tap up the mountain a little bit. And what this is going to do is kind of softly blur out some of the mountain. Go in the direction and the path of the mountain. Okay, where it's curving. Okay. Don't be shy. And you take it and give it a nice strokes upward. See, I'm going up, upper left, come in the middle, go to the upper right, go from down below up into the mountain. Okay, and you just take it and just kind of blend it, and you're just softening stuff up down there. All right, so you still see little details and things going on down there, but it's not as sharp as obviously up above. You got me? Now with a mountain like this, hey Jessica, how are you? Yeah, I see you too. So, we'll establish some cute little foothills. Now, when I tend to do foothills, my foothills are really actually foothills. All right, I'll take a tiny fan brush. And my foothills, I'll keep them this dark, it's okay. They're gonna represent like little tree things anyway. Okay, so just nice, pleasant little taps like this, and they look like faraway trees. Now, these are really, truly foothills. Okay, something like that. We're gonna come and you put it in the direction the mountain's going. Okay, just like so. All right. I think I got enough room for some more dark ones. Oh, we'll put a few baby kitten around right here. Then we kind of, but you see the direction they're going in though? Okay. Something like that. Bring them out as far as you feel you need to. I'll pop a couple in here like this. Don't make it too even or okay. Get a little white. We'll kind of contaminate a little gray in there. I don't know if it's bright enough. We'll see. Nah, it's not bright enough. That's not bright enough. Because eventually, if I might color this in, we're gonna need to step that up a little bit. Okay. So this is just me quickly just showing you how to kind of establish this, and we're doing it all in black and white. Okay. So some of the same type of trees, just kind of tap them in there. And what you're doing really is establishing trees that are kind of lit. The sun is highlighting them. So pretty much the whiter trees are toward, they're not too high up on the mountain. We can tease a few in here. Now this established not only aerial perspective, establish a sense of depth in your mountain. Maybe we can put some a little higher up in here, not too much higher though. Mix some of that in there. All right, so it looks like a little sunlight's hitting there. But then again, these foothills, like I say, are miles away. A lot of painters will probably paint your foothills a little closer. The foothill trees also establishes how large the mountain is. And so this is thousands of feet high if you got the trees way down here looking like this. All right, okay. So you really establish the height of your mountain. It's not focusing well. It'll focus on this brush here. Okay, got it. All right. So the size of the trees, it matters. Now, if I did like regular sized trees and didn't put these in here and called them foothills, the mountain would probably be about 100 feet tall or something like that. Okay. So anyway, okay. So we established that so far, you know. So could I put mist down here? I could. But I really don't need it right now at this stage because I can cover a lot of ground with just a certain trees of a certain height. I really don't want to use this brush. This brush might be a little too tiny for what I want to do, so we'll put this brush back, get a slightly larger brush. I guess this one will do. This is the same brush that I use for the clouds up here. Okay, all right, look down here. We have really nothing, so we'll just scrape this up. When you peel off, when you spread paint out, it's really kind of really thin, and once the air hits it, it dries immediately. Okay, as you can see in here. Okay, dries right up. And since I'm really kind of showing you how, more of a lesson than anything else, so like I said, the glycerin that I put on here is just about practically dry. Okay, there's a few spots that are shiny. Of course, you don't see it because of the picture being in the way there. Let's take a little bit of, well, let's just take some black. We'll put it right here. A little bit of white, and we'll work with this for a second. See how. Now we're playing with different values of gray. All right. So as we get closer and closer, it gets a little dark. Okay, and then I really have to make enough of this stuff so I would have enough like trees or whatnot. So try to mix enough paint to do it and still keep the level of value of gray. Okay, this may work because I really don't want it too dark. Right, because remember we got stuff ahead of that. Okay. All right, I guess this brush will somewhat, I guess it'll somewhat work, I guess. We'll see in a minute. I'll use a little bit of water. We'll thin it up just a slight bit. Okay, just a slight bit. These trees aren't going to be the Bob Ross trees that you're very familiar with. Actually, these trees might be a little, a little too far away for it, maybe. But we'll start the trees off right about here. Yeah, we'll start it around this height, and I'm just using the edge of the flat edge of the brush itself, and I'll just kind of pop him in there like this, come above interrupt some of those. Put them right in there. Bring that down a little bit. We're gonna come on down. It needs some more water because you gotta have a nice sharp edge to do this. And thicker paint tends to spread these bristles apart a little bit. All right. Okay. And we'll come down here a little bit. Come bring some taller ones up in there. I'm not worried about the bottom, it's just the top. When I feel it start to spread apart, get some more paint. Of course, you guys don't see it on that edge, so we'll bring this camera up a little bit. right about here. And we'll just kind of continue on here. Bring it up this way. Make some gaps in there. Just like that. Bring some of this stuff down here. I'll just bring it downward. Now I can add a fog in here if I choose to. I'll just kind of soften this here. Make it a little solid. Now here's bring it down a little bit. Because I'm not really concerned about this. And there's a reason why I'm not really too bothered by that. I'm gonna show you right now. The paint's somewhat a little wet. You get a stiff brush. I'll just take the flat brush here. I was actually looking for this earlier. But here, see now this is the glycerin doing this. See, the glycerin's still somewhat wet. It makes the paint still pliable. I'm just pressing pretty good at it here. This is how you get your gentle fades in. You just rub that bottom part right out. Okay. And once again, just rub it to blend it there. So the paint I can still cast a fingerprint on this. And I'm just rubbing it a little tighter there. Now I can add a little fog bank in here with this. All right. Now, these trees are darker than anything really back there. So it brings this up front. You still see your foothills. You got these guys going on here. I can take a corner. I wouldn't recommend this brush, maybe a filbert or something. But because I still got tackiness here and I can still move this stuff around, okay, I'm gonna go down below here. Down below. I'll just kind of trail it along here, down below. Then I'll take this stuff and lightly bring it up here. Just get a little fog bank thing going. Very light when you get up into the trees there. Don't make it all even or anything like that. Okay, I'm gonna wipe off my brush. I'm gonna do it again. Just the corner of the brush. We're gonna go down below the initial tree line, down below here. Okay, and then you bring it up and you work it up into the trees. Work it up into the trees. All right. Some are a little higher than others. Some have a different intensity of fog level than others. Vary it. Make it interesting. Okay. And you can go over what you've just done, and what's going to happen is that the paint layered on top of other paint is going to just bring up the intensity a little more. All right, so it's really up to you how much of this you want in your painting, or you can just not do it at all. It's really up to you. I'm just showing you how quickly you can pretty much get this. It's just a basic landscape painting, nothing really to write home to mama about. Okay. Now you can take this and you can make one of these sides disappear, whether it's the right side or the left side. Well, we'll make the left side disappear. We'll just add some fog into that set of trees right in here. Just rub it on in there. You still see the trees, but you got a little layer of fog in there. Just kind of see that. Look at that. You still see it over there, barely. But you can see that, it's really rolling in there. See that? Just like that. So if I go down a little bit here, you can see what's going on there. See that? You still see what's happening back there, but it's covered in the little mist there. Okay. All right, so you're just adding planes to this. Still in various shades of gray. All right. Okay, let's let me do something here with this tablet. Sometimes when you guys speak to me, it doesn't pull up everything. Okay, I guess we can keep it pretty much right about here. Hit the focus real quick. All right, now that we established some pines back here like this, I can go with a little more detailed. We'll do it that way. We get some detailed trees of sorts. Okay, so we'll just establish plane after plane after plane. When I say plane, it's just different artistic layers. All right, so if I angle this up for a second, so our first layer obviously is the clouds here. Okay, second layer is the mountain and its foothills. All right, then we got another layer, which is this tree line here. Then yet we have another layer we snuck in there with the fog here. You follow me? Now I'm gonna put another layer, and it's gonna be some trees here, but the tree line will probably start here, and it probably just cut off right about in here. All right. Okay, we'll do that one next. Okie dokie. Let's get the trusty palette knife. Let's mix yet some darker. Let's get a bunch of it this time. Just that much. So we're gonna get even darker gray. Each layer is slightly darker, slightly darker than the previous layer. You got me? Slightly darker than the previous layer. And the closer they get, the more detail. Okay. That might do. One could hope. We'll see what happens. All right, let's take, I kind of like my stiffer fan brushes for this part. So we'll take, yeah, we'll deal with this one. Okay. Man, this one here, I kind of neglected. I might have to get another grouping, another batch of these brushes. I kind of neglected this one, but you live and learn. Okay, just a little bit of white, just a little bit, and I'll kind of loosen up the paint a bit. I think we have enough to do what I would like to do. I think it might be dark enough. We're about to find out right now. Okay, so I'm gonna establish. We'll establish a tree somewhere right here. We'll see. Let's see here. I think it needs to be darker, believe it or not. So we're going to pop in some more. It needs to be a little darker, believe it or not. It's not dark enough. So a little darker gray. And we'll just start. Well, I'll just tap it in right there just to see what we got here. I think that kind of will work. And what I'll do is I'll just do it this way. I'll just kind of frame it out like this, just to show you exactly how far down we're going to go with this guy. We're going to come down. We're just going to cut it off at the jump right about here. All right. Okay. And so I'll do it like this, because I like my pines to be a little interesting looking. We'll just keep kind of messing with it like that. All right, you don't necessarily see all of that one. It's okay. We'll put a slightly shorter one right in here. I'll put some little, just like that, kind of have it disappear in there. We're going to have some trees of various sizes in there. I'm going to get a little bit of water, thin this paint out a little bit. I'll thin it out with water, no glycerin. The water will just naturally dry faster. Okay. All right. And we'll put another leaner, tall one right here. The corner of the brush here, left and right. I like the middle of my trees to be a little thicker. I'll mess around with the outside edges there. We're not going to cover all of that background you see back there. All right, we'll get some puny ones in there. We'll pop one in about that size in there. We'll kind of just like that, and we'll pop another one in there. I'll turn my brush around. We'll do it this way because I want to establish some thinner, smaller guys. So we'll kind of. If I have to press too hard, it means I ran out of paint. Get some smaller ones in there like that. Something like so. And this stuff here gets dragged down a little bit. Just bring it down. And I'm just kind of blocking all of that in, no big deal. I'll clean it up a little bit. We'll kind of pat it in there, make it a little solid, somewhat. Actually, it just needs a touch more black. I'll just add the black right into it. It doesn't turn it black, it just turns it a deeper gray, but I'll keep the patterns going though. Just like that, just kind of keep that texture happening. And it just abruptly closes down like that. All right, okay, kind of establish a little something there. All right. Okay. Actually, I can keep it pretty much like this. I don't really have to add, I think the texture, this grayish texture will be fine. I don't want to add any details to that. That's cool. All right, but we're not done yet. We need something on this side. So let's move this palette over there. Okay. Hey, Stacks. How you doing, Stacks? Yeah, those mountains are pretty cold up there. So we've established yet another plane. Okay. So obviously we got the clouds in the back, we got the mountain and the foothills, we got this line of trees, then we got a fog bank back here that establishes another plane. Still see the fog bank there. Okay, but yet we got a middle ground with these trees, which is hidden by the box here. That guy. All right. Now we'll go solid black for this one. All right. I need a much larger fan brush and obviously some black paint. Okay. I got 30 minutes. All right, here we go. Okay. Now I gotta look for that. Now, I'll use this guy. It's okay. All right, solid black. That means that this is going to be the closest. I'm gonna just pack this brush full of paint here. I probably won't add any water. Won't need it. Just a lot of, this is a thick paint. Artist Loft is heavy body paint there. Okay, so I will toss in a nice giant tree somewhere in here. I'll start it here. It's going to be here off the page. Therefore, I must do one of these numbers and bring it down. I'll put the focus on it here. As a matter of fact, we'll just take this camera and just bring it up there. All right. We'll hit the focus real quick. Okay. Closer tree. All right. We're gonna establish something a little different with him. Let's take a little care with this fella. And we'll kind of give him a little interesting curves on this one. A little more concern and care with this tree. This tree has a little more detail. All right, he's obviously large, so he's off the page a little bit. He's a big one right in here. All right. Do you honestly think he's just going to be there by himself? The answer is no. We'll put a smaller, crooked one here. Maybe right about there. All right. The key to this is to keep him lean. Okay. Make him kind of interesting in his shape. As I'm going a little further down, I'll use more and more of the brush I'll kind of expand him a little bit, give him some interesting happenings there. He's a little crooked. He's gonna kind of mix right in with the other tree there, just like that. All right. Now, with a tree that dark, let's make this disappear for a second. Okay, now you have, excuse me guys, you got different variances of grays going on here, but you still see depth. Okay, hey Sonia. You still see all sorts of depth in here. I see you, Jessica. I see you. All right. With the darkest dark, which is being the foreground two trees here. You still see the fog bank here. All right. You still see the foothills here, which establishes the actual height of this gigantic mountain. Okay. So you still see things in between here. You still see a little bit of the trees in between some of these guys. So everything still flows and everything still continues. Okay. Basically, that is really it. As far as this painting goes, I can take a let me clean up this brush. But this is what a heavier acrylic paint will do. Heavier body paint will give you something like that. All right. And you clean it off real good. Your brush comes out good as new. And that's that. Okay. I'll take a palette knife. I don't have enough white. But I'll take a palette knife real good. I don't think I have enough. All I need is a little tiny bit of white. And a palette knife. It doesn't matter what size. I'll take the bigger one. It really doesn't matter at this point. I'll spread it out like that. You guys can't see it. Let's pop this back up for a second. All right, just a little bit, and just like that. I'll take that and well, let's gray that up a little bit, just a little bit. I don't want it really too stark white, so we'll brighten that up a little bit, a little more than that, a little more, a little more. That might work. That might work. All right, so we'll establish a few. We'll just come here from the bottom and kind of wipe across. Yeah, I guess that's visible enough. It's good enough. I'll kind of pop one of them up there like that. Now I don't want it like blatantly white, so we'll kind of give them a little something here. And they get a little bigger down here. Okay, something like that. All right, that'll work. That'll work. It doesn't have to necessarily be, like all over the place. Okay. All right. I believe that it deserves a Walmart bargain basement eagle in there somewhere. Let's get another little dab of white there. Maybe even two. But I won't put Ephraim in there. But it'd be one of the Walmart eagles. It'll work. So I'll just get a little bit of black paint in this strip liner here. And as a matter of fact, we'll throw one just to do it. We'll throw it right here on the bottom to let you know how tall those trees are. We'll put an eagle right down here. Everybody expects that eagle to be way up high, but how do you know high isn't here? How do you know the altitude isn't very high from where he's at right now? You just don't know. All right, so we got that joker right down there. You just don't know how high he is. Okay. But even that. Are you serious? Now, Jessica, you know good and well eagles don't go gobble, gobble, gobble. Of course, Benjamin Franklin, actually, he wanted the turkey to be the national bird. Imagine that, guys. Okay, you guys aren't gonna see it over here on that side, so I guess I'll put it, right about, I gotta be careful here. I'll put a smaller one. I knew that was gonna happen. Not enough water. Smaller one right about there. I'll throw a dot right in there. Okay, so at least we have two varying distances. Okay. All right. Let me throw my initials in here somewhere. This won't be the end of this painting. I'm debating whether I should Ted Turner this or not. I should run a poll. I should run a poll. Let's make this disappear. You guys don't need to see that anymore. I should run a poll. As a matter of fact, I don't even think I should take the tape off. Maybe I should just leave it and see. Well, for one, it's not totally dry. I'm reading it, silly one. I'm reading it. I'm listening to you. Yeah, I don't know if I should do a poll or not. Let's see. Either leave it as is or to kind of colorize this. Don't know yet. Don't know. Now I could have put some highlights on the trees here. I could have put some here, really, but I don't think it's really, well, the texture is cool for this side. Over here, I could have threw some highlights in with it. Okay. I don't think it really needs it, so I'm gonna just hold off on the highlights. But then again, I could just take a photo of it just the way it is. But this is really it was just a teaching thing. How to do a scene, how to use your fan brush to do them. I was going to do a different variety of pines here, but it's all right. So you can do pines a few different ways here. These are definitely more the traditional. Well, it's in the concept of Bob. Okay, his tended to bend a little bit. Mine tend to go, outward, and I tend to vary it a little bit. And I'm really heavy in the middle and let the pines do whatever they do out on the sides. And I can kind of control it to make them either really triangular or make them pretty lean or whatnot. It's debatable. It all depends. I can take some white and some water and make a fog bank in here. That I can do. That I can do. As a matter of fact, why not? Let's take a flat brush. Let's take a little bit of white, just like this. Almost like a dry brush. Okay. So you got a little bit of paint on there. A little bit. And we can just come here and we'll just kind of create a nice little fog situation right up in here. Why not? I'm going to need some more white. you don't put this on, you don't overdo it the first time. Don't do that. You put all fog and mist, you put it in layers. Okay. Put it in layers. So we'll just kind of pat this out here. I really want to do it on the side of the brush. Okay. And go light. All right. Whisper it in there. Go really light. And this way you can establish where you want that. It's going to go right past that eagle. It's all right. Pop the eagle in the mist. Just like that. And keep it going. But don't go past that tree. You follow me? And we're just going to build that stuff right up in here. We're going to build a nice little bank of fog right in there. Side of the brush. Use that texture. I'm going to still go here until I use it all up, and then we'll move on. Just like that. And I'm definitely using the side of the brush. Now, as you go across, and you already got a previous fog bank back there, you're going to have to make this one a little brighter. Once again, you do it in layers very carefully. Take your time. Do it in layers. Go right across Mr. Eagle. Okay. The eagle will be seen. Don't worry. Don't go past this tree, though. Don't go past the tree. Okay. Just like that. Now you've really established a plane of, well, you just added another plane. Okay, so you got one, you got two, you got three, you got the fog bank here, that's four, you got this one, five, you got this one here, that's six, and then you got this out, that's 7 planes you got right now. All right. Nope, 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 that's not Smoochie. Nope. Nope. Smoochie and Ephraim actually was sold. Yes, Smoochie and Ephraim are gone. As a matter of fact, the floral painting that I did, I believe yesterday or day before yesterday, I can't remember. That one's sold. That one will be going. So, let me see here. Someone. Okay. All right, that's cool. And let's see what we got here. Oh, okay, she's causing trouble. I see. She wants to be a wise guy, huh? Okay. Okay. Yeah. So we got another fog bank here. Okay, a little past an hour. That's not bad. That's not bad. That's relatively quick for me, anyway. So, hopefully, you guys learned a little something here. My phone's acting. Okay. So hopefully you guys learned a little bit of something. Once again, I wanted to put these sets of trees back. I guess you know what? I mean, you can still see the eagle down there. I guess I can make him a little stronger, and it's not. It won't be with white or with total black, because that would just put him in front of the fog bank. So I'll make his wings a little gray. So it'll just still keep them in the fog there. So instead of black wings, I'll kind of tease a little gray in there, because he's in there, but okay. And I'll break it up a little bit, blur him out, but he is in there. But he's like, even though he's further away. But you see, he's still in the he or she is still in the fog. Okay. All right. Let's see. I think that's it. I'm just rambling now. Like I said, I'm debating because there's still bits and pieces that are still wet here. Okay. Actually, somebody's texting me because I tried to help them out with a USB stick, USB drive, putting a file on it. And they don't know I'm live. There. Okay. Trying to think of what else. I think that's really it. So okay, I guess I can sign off. It's 5:34 and I gotta be somewhere around 6 o'clock. So I guess yeah, I guess that's it. So I'll take a photo of this and make a thumbnail real quick. I'm debating whether I should really post this on my Facebook page or not, because I may want to color it in, or at least I can glaze it, glaze this thing, and go from there. Yeah, I think I'll probably glaze this and show you what it would look like. Well, thank you, Jessica. No, sleep stags, don't request a flying reptile. You only get one. Well, Gracie, hello Gracie. I didn't know you were watching my stream. You should have popped in and said hello, Gracie. You know, I must get tons of lurkers, but it's all good. Gracie should have came in and said hello. It's very late at night for Gracie. I think it is 11:35 p.m. Out there in London or in England. So, yeah, I know, Jessica. It's time for me to sign off. I know. Well, you know, I've been riding the car all day, so it's still pretty warm. Yeah, it's about 29 degrees out here, so happy times. All right, guys, I think I am going to keep the tape on. I'll just take the photo of it here and make a thumbnail of it, and then maybe I'll Ted Turner this thing later on this evening when I'm all finished for everything else. So, there you are, Gracie. Welcome, and say hello to everybody, and let them know it's pretty late at night where you are. Yeah, she's from overseas. Gracie, she's a watercolor artist, actually. So, but thank you, Gracie. Thank you. So she's one of the lurk buddies. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm done rambling. I think if this is totally dry by the time I'm back, then I'll colorize this. I'll probably use a little bit of red and yellow ochre, and we'll have a good time with it. I'll show you how to glaze color on a black and white. We call it black and white painting. Okay, like I say, this paint on the two trees here on the right, the kind of thing you can actually see where it's still wet there, over here a little bit. We got a few red in here and then up top. Everything else is cool. The glycerin is still tacky. All right, but that's okay because the painting is still dry. There's no marks or anything. Okay, she's dry. All right, but the glycerin is tacky. This is gonna it's gonna take a minute. Okay, but that's all right because it's on watercolor paper. Watercolor paper is porous. So, and since I'm gonna paint over this, I'll just keep the tape on. If I see it now, you notice I touched the paper, but I didn't touch the tape because the tape is still wet. The tape is not porous. Okay, so all of this is still kind of, kind of wet. So yeah, see, you gotta leave that stuff alone down there. Scotch tape is not porous, so glycerin and paint will stay on there for a little bit while everything else soaks through the paper and then dries. Okay, all right. Hey, travel dreamer, how are you? Like I said, this is going to be Ted Turner. Yeah, I'm going to colorize it later on this evening, more than likely. But it'll be a somewhat decent time. Okay, all right. Okay, guys, I think I yacked enough. I just wanted to show you guys this. I had nothing really planned, actually. So I'm like, well, the mountain thing and how to put a painting together without it being a total headache. I did this really under an hour. So you guys can do the same thing. Even if you don't have glycerin, you can do the same thing with water. You're just going to have to work a little quicker with water. All right. Since most people don't have glycerin, maybe I'll do a painting with just paint and water and see what you can do with it. I've done one of those before. Maybe it's time to kind of go back to that. Okay. This time I am going. So, because I do got to get out of here. Okay, guys. I'll be back. And, yeah, Gracie's good people. Sonia, travel dreamer. She's a very sweet person. Yep. She has been, quite a few years, as a matter of fact, and she's with another group of painters. There's her and Ian and Diana. With myself. So, yep. Hey, Sugar Plum, how are you? Yeah, you're really late because I'm about to shut off. Yeah. I did this all with black and white. That's it. When it totally dries, I'm going to glaze the whole thing. And I think I'm going to glaze it in... I'm still thinking about red and yellow ochre. So we'll see. But yeah, I'm getting ready to shut it down here because I gotta leave. Okay, guys, I shall see you when I see you. Hopefully in a few hours or whatever. Until then, peace. And yes, I'm going to drink me some fresh coffee. Hey, Vermont. Yep, I'm going to go attack the coffee